Hello, friends and the seekers of truth and the beyond. Today we embark on a journey that transcends the physical realm, taking a deep dive into the mysteries of life that we are actually unaware of and yet deeply connected to it in our daily life. So, in this video, we are going to discuss an important topic. Have you ever wondered what's there after death? What happens after death? It's a question that visits many of us, at least once in our life, or maybe during a quiet night, or maybe after like a deep loss of someone in the family, or even after like while watching a movie that just hits like very differently. What happens after the death? Now, through the lenses of the Vedic science, spirituality, metaphysical insights, we will try to explore many theories, what people have come across through their different ages, and what they have proposed to every one of us. So, before we move into this unraveling the mysteries of what lies beyond the mortality, if possible, please don't forget to hit the like button to this video, share it with your soul squad, and also subscribe if you're new here. Press the bell icon so that you can get more updates about interesting astrology and spiritual videos from our end, and so that you don't miss any single cosmic drop of our friendly internet platform YouTube which we have. So let's get started. So let's discuss about the very first concept to understand death, life. There's one thing, and that is the eternal soul, which is also called as the Atma. And the Atma, the soul and its journey. Although we shall explore different ideas, let's begin with the Vedic philosophy, which gives us one of the most interesting ideas of all. The concept of Atma, the soul, this isn't just spiritual poetry. It's actually the idea that while our physical body is transit, the Atma is unchangeable, infinite, and untouched by time or space. The journey of Atma goes for many, many centuries or maybe many lives. Imagine this, just like a person discard old, worn out clothes and puts a new ones, the soul also discards its old body and continues its journey to the new body. Soul remains the same, but the body changes. This cycle of birth, death, rebirth, again death is what we call it as a sansara, the world, the wheel that keeps turning until the soul finds its way back to its source, like getting moksha, liberation. But now comes the big question, like what determines the next life? And the answer is something we have all heard of. Have you heard of karma? No, it's not just a cool comeback line for your haters. It's actually a cosmic law of cause and effect that governs everything and everyone. Me, you, and all our actions, thoughts, and even like intentions create impressions called as sanskars that shape what comes next. So basically, every choice we make, everything, e- every single thought we have leaves a fingerprint on the soul, and those fingerprints help to design the blueprint of our next life. Now, the next very important thing to understand is the astral blueprint through the Vedic astrology perspective. But before that, let me give you this idea about life, death, soul. As per astrology, astrology is a balance sheet. The birth chart which we see, it's a balance sheet of the past life karma and the present life karma, and what we are doing now is going to go to the next life karma. So it's a balance sheet of many lives karma into your rising sign, into your ascendant sign. And and I always tell this in many of my videos that astrology is the concept. It's a theory which is the foundation is karma, which is very important. And if you understand that sooner or later in life, it's going to really help you to design your karma, maintain, stabilize your karma, make it more better, and make this journey, this soul journey, more better. All right. Any questions? Please comment below. Let me know. So we are the next topic we are going to discuss is the astral blueprint through the Vedic astrology's perspective again. Now this is where it gets more interesting. Vedic astrology or Jyotisha gives us a literal celestial map of our karmic journey in our birth chart. The position of the planets at the time of birth aren't just random. They are the reflection of our past deeds and the indicators of our future path. Now, here's something very fascinating. The shadow planets, like the North Node, South Node, you might have heard Rahu, Ketu, they play a very pivotal role in all this. Specifically, Ketu, the South Node, in particular association with, because Ketu is detachment, spiritual liberation, past life karma, moksha. When it is moksha, you have to check Ketu in your birth chart. It often reveals what we have already mastered in our previous lifetimes and what lessons we have brought forward. Rahu on the other hand, it represents our worldly desires, endless desires. In Rahu, the desires never end. What what are we here to experience and what we learn. So together these two cosmic magnets, they're pulling together, south node, north node, pulling together between what we were and what we are becoming. Now let's talk about something very serious, underrated, the 12th house of your birth chart. In your horoscope, in your birth chart, this 12th house is deeply linked to your moksha or liberation from your cycles of birth. So, which planet do you have in your 12th house? That is very important. Will decide your moksha, your liberation, your soul journey. It's like a spiritual exit door. So, if you feel like you are done with the cycle of mortal life, then moksha is what you're looking for. Its planetary influences and the connections can give very powerful insights into one's spiritual potential and the path to really transcend. And one thing about this topic is I have heard and I've read in certain books that if Ketu, the south node, is in the 12th house, such people will always get moksha, liberation in life. If you have Saturn in your 12th house, check your birth chart. South node like Ketu or Saturn or Jupiter, these are the best planets when we talk about spirituality, when we talk about moksha, liberation, the soul journey, the best soul journey in the next life. So, which planet do you have in your 12th house? I'm waiting for your comments and we'll talk more about that. Have you heard about like near death experiences, NDE? Lately I'm doing so much research on the NDE, read so many books. So I thought of to make this video and share some of my like whatever I've been reading. So NDE, glimpse beyond the physical, near death experience. Have you like modern mysteries can become a very medium of understanding this life and death better. So let's peek into the fascinating realm of what is near death experiences, NDE. Have you heard about that, NDE? Comment below, let me know. Or have you experienced NDE? Please, I would love to connect with you. Modern science is finally catching up to what our ancient sages have been saying from many centuries, many ages, that death isn't a full stop. There's no guarantee that it's just all goes blank after death. If anything, many theories believe that it's more like a semicolon and the sentence of the soul. Um, One example I would like to give here is from a doctor, leading researcher who studied patients who were declared clinically dead. They were dead. What he found was mind blowing. the brain can still show activity even after our heart has stopped. Have you heard about this? The brain is still going through the memories. And I have done certain podcasts in the recent past, and there was one question which I asked them, that when the heart stops, so the body is declared to be dead. So does the soul immediately exit from the body, or still stays in some time waiting for some light, and then the soul goes out? What does this work? One thing which I understood was that when at the time of death, like that's the moment of the life ending, the heart stops beating, but still there is memory in our mind, the memory. And it's like a flashback. The mind goes in a flashback. What you did in your childhood, school you went, certain strong memories from your school, then university, work, marriage, maybe divorces, break up in the marriage, starting business, loss, good times in your life, bad times in your life, midlife crisis. The entire life runs like a flashback in your mind at the time of death. This is I have read in many books, and many people who have experienced a near death experience, I have understood this thing from them. Maybe this could be like the truth. So it's interesting, isn't it? So maybe the death isn't an maybe the death isn't an event, but it's like an ongoing process, a doorway, but not a wall, right? And here's where it gets wild. Many people who have near death experiences have talked about life review, which is like a sort of a cosmic Netflix playback of their entire life. Expect instead of a binge watching your drama, you feel how your actions affected others. Every smile, every hurt, every kind of act of kindness, it's all coming back in the flashback. It sounds like karma teaching you a lesson in a real time, doesn't it? Let's understand one more important topic out of this we are discussing about the subtle bodies, the layers beyond the physical. There are layers. There are chakras, there are aura, there are layers. Now let's break it down into the way we do it on this channel in the Vedic astrology style. See, according to the Indian philosophy, we aren't just flesh, aren't just bones or body. We are layered beings like aura, chakra, right? Almost like it's like an onion or a plate of lasagna with complex layers and sleeves. Some of these layers are, number one is Sthula Sharira, our physical body that you take selfies with. Sukshma body, the subtle body, your mind, your thought, your ego, your intelligence, that's the Sukshma body. And the third layer is the Karana body, the casual body. This is like a deep achievement of your soul, the karma or the karna, where your karmic flies and your hidden desires are stored. So at the time of death, the physical body gets leaves us behind us, as mentioned before, like the old clothes tossed into the laundry. But the subtle body and the karna body, the casual bodies, what about them? They really still with you, carrying your karmic baggages from this life to the next chapter of your life. So karma continues, karmic body that will continue. So cool, let's talk about the pathways after death. Bright, dark, light, shadow, what happens? Like the pathway after death. In our Indian Hindu holy book, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna outlines two roads a soul might take after death. And no, it's not like picking left or right on Google Maps, but more than it. Being giving like choices It depends on your karma. Actually, it depends on your knowledge and the state of mind at the time of death. Karma, state of mind, everything. The first path is the path of light. For the spiritually evolved, the seekers, the givers, this path, like people who have been throughout their life very spiritual, this leads to liberation and the union with the divine, the line, the path of light. No return tickets necessary. And the second is a path of darkness. For those who still entangled in worldly desires, Rahu went through a lot of pain, went through a lot of cheats. There is sort of a rebirth through darkness. There is. So the question is, when your moment comes, will your soul book a one-way flight to the cosmos or check in into the hotel Earth one more time? A lot of factor actually determines that, and honestly, till we are still stuck in this body, alive and well, and watching this video, it's difficult to exactly understand everything with clear clarity. Perhaps only in death we shall find the real answers, but for now, we can definitely speculate, understand, and get to understand from many experiences. Also, the scientific what is the scientific correlation to this? So, where the ancient wisdom meets the modern wonders, now let's not consider all of this as a superstition or and bring science into this cosmic conversation. Okay, researchers have discovered something called as the there is like a sort of a Thanato Trantoscripto. It's quite a mouthful and it sounds very interesting word. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but it's very simple term. It means that some genes remain active even after death. Yes, the body is still going, doing something, some stuffs, and after we think that it's done. And what about like the DMT, the powerful psychedelic compound that really brains really that's what the brain releases naturally during the birth, death, and the deep state of meditation. People who have experienced DMT, um, their journey has been, very close to the NDE, near death experience, visions, tunnel of light, astral, journeys, astral travels. So yeah, there's a lot to discuss about this scientific correlation. So see, the ultimate goal is liberation after death. That's like the best thing, moksha. So let's zoom out. Let's like try to weigh out like in the grand Vedic storyline, the ultimate goal of this entire soul isn't just like rebirth or even like a better life next time. It's something even more profound. And moksha, the 12th house in your birth chart, is the final freedom and a release from this endless cycle of birth, death, birth, death. If 12th house is active, you have good planets in your 12th house, it's going to be like realizing that you have been into dreams for lifetimes and you're finally waking up after death. It's the soul return to its true essence. Moksha, the pure, the unbounded consciousness. Not escaping life, but merging with something greater than life, which is moksha. Alright? Was it a little heavy? So, my friends, let's wrap up this cosmic conversation. Remember. See, death isn't the end, it's a continuation. Next chapter will start. A transformation. It's not a full stop, but it's a semicolon, and it's inevitable, a part of our worldly existence and beyond. It comes to every one of us. It's beautiful, it's good, it's needed, it will change, it will evolve. So nothing to freak out even if you have like death line or lifeline ending in the palmistry. Just kidding. Okay, so a soul doesn't die. It just shifts its dimension actually. It guided by the stars, sculpted by our karma, fueled by our intentions, and whether you are here to find answers or just to explore this big question, I really hope that this knowledge will spark some sort of introspection, deep awareness, and a little more love in your journey called as this life. Smile, keep doing the right karma. Until next time, stay aligned with your karma, with your planets. Stay aware and keep your third eye chakra open. I'll see you in the next video with amazing new topics. Till that time, take care. Goodbye.